Well, I think this is a good spot. I hope. Let's see how that goes. We're going to turn this into a selfie video this morning. I want to talk a lot about this year's flight simulation convention. It was absolutely amazing. And if you didn't have the opportunity to go, whether it was for financial reasons or if you thought there's just no point, no one's really going to show up to it, I don't know, maybe it's just not something that interests you. But I want to say this. Before this year's convention, I never really thought of any rationale for me to go. I had never gone to any flight simulation convention before, ever. And for some reason, I was never thinking about going to these conventions that FlightSimCon was putting on. It never even occurred to me until the guys from Jetline Systems said, DeAndre, you really need to go and, help raise the awareness for this. So I just went because I love those guys. I'm like, yeah, if they tell me to go, I'm going to go. But when I got there and when I met the people, I hated myself for not going before. And to truly be in a room with hundreds of people who share the same ideologies and the same passions, it's incredible. And yeah, the Flight Simulation Convention itself is wonderful. Going to the social after and just having beers with people, and lest anyone think I'm not good mingling in crowds. When you're in the same crowd that loves the same stuff that you love, you walk into a group and everyone's like, hey, how's it going? What's your favorite airplane? And before you know it, you can't pull yourself away. Before you know it, you can't even leave. Like, that's just how it is. Everyone loves the stuff and everyone loves to talk to everyone about it. It's just great to finally be able to be, don't get me wrong, I have friends, close friends that are just as much into flight simulation as I am. But to be in a room with hundreds of people who love it just as much as I do, it's amazing. But let's get to what this whole video is about. This video is about supporting these events. And I want to give a huge thanks to all of the developers that showed up, because obviously the more developers in our community that support things like this, the more we can have it. And I think it gives great exposure to the development community. You've seen the review on this page, you've seen all of the interviews that I've conducted. Unfortunately, I couldn't even get to everyone because there just wasn't enough time. And if you are a developer and I didn't get to you, or if you were one of the vendors, I really apologize sincerely, because I really wish I had the time to get to everyone. For all of the developers that showed up, thank you for showing your support, because it wasn't until you guys got involved and started saying, hey, I'm gonna show up, I'm gonna get a booth, I'm gonna sponsor the event, did more and more people start to want to get involved by showing up. And I gotta tell you, the interesting thing about this convention, from what I understand, is not very many people from the Connecticut area showed up. A lot of people drove from far out. People came in from Canada, people came in as far south as the Carolinas and Florida. Obviously, I came all the way out from LA. People came from everywhere to support this event, and that was because the developers, because you guys are the ones that I'm calling out here, is because you guys decided to support the event by showing up, by sponsoring it. And I want to talk a little bit about next year's convention. This time around, I want to work a lot closer. Sorry, it's early in the morning. I haven't had my coffee yet, but I really want to work closer with the event promoters this year. I want to try to get things done a lot sooner. I didn't start really getting involved until like the end of January, beginning of February of this year. And I know obviously the sooner the better, because the sooner developers are able to commit, the sooner vendors are able to commit, take care of the airfare issues, take care of the hotel issues, the cheaper it's going to be. And for a lot of developers that I spoke to, you know, there was a concern about finances. There was a concern about, you know, having to travel to the event location. There were concerns about whether or not this event was even going to be big enough. So there were a lot of concerns, and I want to help squash those concerns. I want to help make this event bigger for 2016. And I am asking every single developer in the development community, please, please, please consider getting involved, because the more you get involved, the more the average flight simulation enthusiast will say, hey, yeah, I'd love to meet this such developer. I love their products. I'd love to go out and meet them and see what they have going on. The more people will want to show up. Because quite honestly, the event promoters were shocked. They said we didn't expect this. They said we didn't expect anywhere near this many people to show up. So for everyone that came, obviously you all had a great time. To meet developers in person, man, that's just so cool. That is so cool. The guys from FSFX Packages, those guys are amazing to talk to. Bill Womack, what an incredible guy. I've been a fan of his projects for years, and to actually stand in a room and talk to him and you know, to have him show me what he's working on. Oh, what a great guy to sit and talk to them. Scott and Jake from A2A Simulations, I swear, I could talk to these guys for hours, just literally hours. They are just so passionate about everything they do, and they're just enthusiasts, just like you and I, just enthusiasts. And they decided one day we're gonna go out and develop something the way we think it should be done, but they still love it. It didn't become a business for them. It still remains a hobby for them. It still remains a passion. They just happen to be on the development perspective. The guys from IDS, who have so many projects in the pipeline right now, they have so many wonderful things going on, and they were just so eager to show me all of their projects that they haven't announced yet, and some of the projects they did. You know, again, the CEO, Keenan, came all the way out from Berlin. You know, Keenan and I were just talking on Facebook, or not Facebook, I think it was Skype. And I said, Keenan, you know, we're having a simulation convention coming up in June. Maybe you might want to come. And he said, you know what? I think I will. Keenan lives in Berlin. The next day he goes, I got my tickets booked. I'm coming out. God, I wish every developer would have that same ability or will to just come out. Just say, hey, I'm going to come out. I'm going to support it. I'm going to meet the people. But what's even better is the people as a developer, your fans of your products, your customers, getting to meet you in person. And that was the best thing about it. A lot of people, when they went up to the booths, they just wanted to talk to the developers. They're like, great, I love your products. I just want to, you know, talk to you and just get to know you guys. And it's been amazing. Amazing. I got to chat with the guys from A2A Simulations. I didn't even get to everyone because I did have some responsibilities at the convention, obviously. So I didn't get to just everyone. But I'm telling you, next year, I want this thing to be huge. I want to just blow it out of proportion. That New England Air Museum is really awesome. It really is. But I hope we just blow straight through that thing. I really do. I hope we blow through it to the point where there ain't enough people to pack that thing out. I know that Connecticut is like on the far side of the country, and if you're on the West Coast, you know, that can be a little difficult to get out to. My understanding is there's a lot of simulation enthusiasts in the Pacific Northwest. I'm just calling out developers, and I'm calling out the flight simulation community as a whole. Please support these events. You see Europe. Europe is huge. They have multiple events every year, and they pack them out. Every single one. That's Europe. You know, I look at the statistics on Air Daily X, and the United States as a singular country is the largest following by far. But in second place is Germany. And Germany is a much smaller country than the United States in both size and population, and yet they're already in second place, and not by far. If you were to take Europe as an entire country and just form it, then they beat the United States, they beat the rest of the world. It's in terms of size of population of people who are into flight simulation. You know, a lot of people came out from Europe. I saw so many people from Europe who showed up to this year's convention. And if you're in Europe, I want to employ you as well. This is not just about being an American thing. This is about being a community thing. And this community is global. It's worldwide. So it doesn't matter if you live in Seattle, or if you live in Dallas, or if you live in Lake Charles, Louisiana, or if you live in New York, or if you live in Berlin, London, Paris, Warsaw, Rome, I don't care where you live. If you live in Brazil, Brazil's got a huge flight simulation community. If you live in Japan, Japan has a huge growing flight simulation community, as well as China. It doesn't matter where you live. Come on out and meet these developers. Come on out and show the community what you've got going on, because the more of you who sign up, the more the community will have more of an interest of showing up. And I promise, as I have always done, I will do everything I can to help facilitate these events, to get the news out, to get the word out, because I looked at how big this is, and all I can think of is, God, I hope next year is going to be bigger. I really do, because obviously if you guys don't show up, we can't have these events, because it costs money to make it happen. Someone's got to pay for it in advance, obviously. So the more and more you all show your support, the more and more it will happen. And you have my promise, you have my commitment. I will do everything I can to help facilitate. And if you are a developer or a community member or whatever, and you need my assistance with anything, don't hesitate to contact me at any time. I am more than happy, more than eager to help make this thing possible, to help make it happen. I am already looking forward to FlightSimCon 2016. I think it's gonna be great. I will be there. And even for, those of you who came out and just said, hey, DeAndre, I came all this way just to, meet you, and I love the website and love the blog. I mean, I was just floored, because you guys keep me going. It's not easy work, and what can I say? I keep it going because I love it. It's my passion. I don't know how to develop airplanes. I don't know how to develop sceneries. All that stuff just seems so foreign to me. But something I know how to do is keep your news going, keep your reviews going, and God willing, I will continue to do it. But right now, I never ask you guys for anything. I don't ask for donations. You don't see any PayPal donation things up there. Air Daily does charge advertising, and a lot of that was what helped me get all the way out here. But honestly, if I never asked any of you for anything, what I'm asking you for right now is please come out to next year's Flight Simulation Convention. Do me a favor and show up. If you're a part of the development community, and you can't show up, please sponsor the event. Please show your support and sponsor the event. There were a lot of developers that couldn't show up to this year's convention, and they still showed their support. And for those of you, I definitely appreciate it personally. And the event promoters, thank you guys so much for making this happen. This has been a life-altering experience for me, to be able to come out to this convention and meet these people. And again, I'm just kicking myself that I didn't go the previous 2 years, and there will not be a situation anymore in the future that I don't show up. And I just say all this just to say that it is truly awesome. If you didn't go, if you didn't show up, it is an amazing event. It is so awesome. You have to come. You have to show up. If you love this hobby and you're committed to it, you have to show up. I've been chatting for 13 minutes, and all I can say is, please show up. Developers, please get involved. I am begging you. I never ask for much, but I'm asking for this. Development community, please get involved. If you didn't get involved in this year's convention, please consider getting involved in next year's convention. Please get involved. People from the community, show up, make it happen. Hopefully, I'm hoping to work with the event promoters. If we can start getting information as early as September and October, so you guys can start saving up, getting your plane tickets, getting hotels, whatever you need to do. I'm hoping to get it done a lot sooner this year, so that way you all have more time to get involved. And I'm just asking you, please get involved for 2016. Until next time, I am DeAndre Newman for AirDailyX.net. Hey! It's New York! Yeah! I'll see you guys next year. Bye. By the way, before I forget, I want to give a shout out to my buddy Robbie. I met Robbie at this year's Flight Simulation Convention. Robbie, you are my inspiration, brother. You are awesome. You are awesome, Robbie. Keep it up, man. You're great. Peace.